If you are like most therapists that I work with, I'm pretty sure that you've pushed this aside, and this task probably isn't a high priority for you during 2023. And that's perfectly fine because your focus is on your clients and growing your private practice, filling up your caseload. But because we are approaching the end of the year, I wanted to share some information to help you get your books back on track for the year so we can make taxes less stressful for you. So do the work now and you will reap the benefits later. First, let's talk about what a bookkeeping cleanup is. A bookkeeping cleanup is a process used to organize and to reconcile all of your financial records to make sure that you're being compliant with tax laws and that you're ensuring that you have accurate financial records. It involves going through all the transactions in your business, anything that went through to your bank account, either income or expenses. And it also involves correcting errors in your bookkeeping. During the first step, you are going to want to start collecting all your financial records. This is going to include your bank statements, your credit card statements. It's going to include any receipts or bills that you may have, anything that has to do with the finances of your business. Make sure you're collecting and organizing that information. You could always use Google Drive to take a picture and upload there. You could have paper copies of your receipts and all your financial documents. The main thing is to have everything organized. Now, completing step one is really going to help you with step two, which is categorizing your transactions. Once you have everything gathered, you want to give everything a home. By a home, I mean you want to have certain categories. I personally like to use tax categories. So we want to use these categories to organize your finances. Let me give you a couple of examples. So advertising and marketing could be one of your categories. You will have an advertising expense for Psychology Today. You might have paid for continuing education, which would go under professional development and training, and so on and so forth. The way that this organizes your financials is that it lump sums all of these transactions into a category. Once you have your financials, everything's going to be lumped up into one. So this makes it very easy to identify where your expenses are going without detailing every single transaction. This is a lot easier to do QuickBooks because QuickBooks will automatically give you all these accounts that you could select from. If you're using an Excel spreadsheet, you could look online or come up with these categories yourself. And great examples are like advertising and marketing, office expenses, supplies, rent, and so on and so forth. Now that everything is categorized, all your income, all your expenses, every transaction in your bank account and credit card account have a home, it's time to move to step three, which is to reconcile your account. If you do not reconcile, there more likely are discrepancies with your financials and your bank statement, meaning that you are reporting more income, aka you're going to pay more taxes. You're underreporting your income, and that could get you in trouble too. And the same thing with expenses. If you overstate it, it's like you're taking deductions that are not accurate. If you're understating your expenses, that means that you are missing out on tax deductions. Now that you're done, it's time to move over to step 5, which is preparing your financial records. This is going to be a little bit tougher if you are using an Excel spreadsheet, especially if you're just kind of created your own and you're dumping everything in, one spreadsheet. QuickBooks or any accounting software is going to create these reports with you. This is my favorite part, to be honest, when I'm doing bookkeeping job. What I do is I look at these reports and I look for discrepancies. If I see a random thing in a category that doesn't make sense to me, let's say there's something in a legal category, and I know I haven't seen a lawyer since last year, that kind of draws my attention to that account to identify, like, what do I have in here? I think I might have an expense in the incorrect category. So financial statements are going to help you in that regard. Now that you've put in a lot of work and spent so much time on your bookkeeping cleanup, it's time to move to step 6, which is to establish a maintenance plan. If you get everything up to date and start neglecting again until the end of the year, you're going to end up with the same problem. Identifying errors usually takes some time to resolve. That's usually where bookkeeping cleanup takes the longest time. So make sure that you are catching those errors every month by reconciling your bank accounts and your credit card account. Developing that maintenance plan is going to be very useful for you. I always recommend to do your bookkeeping at least once a month. If you have a lot going on, definitely do your bookkeeping every 2 weeks or once a week if you have that much going on. Every 2 weeks, no, don't wait more than a month. and reconcile your accounts at the end of each month. You wait until your bank statements are done, and you could easily download those and use that information to compare the data in your accounting software or on an Excel spreadsheet. I know bookkeeping is not a fun task. I totally get that. But I'm certain if you take these steps, if you organize everything, if you reconcile all your business accounts, and if you're just maintaining and keeping up with this, it's not that bad, guys. So just make sure to do it, bite the bullet and just do it. If you are looking for additional information on the bookkeeping process, what everything means, head over to the link in my description. When you click on that link, you're going to find a guide to bookkeeping for therapists. Make sure to download that just to make sure that you have a good understanding of what bookkeeping is, everything that is required of you. If you are looking for somebody to just do this part of you and then you could just continue the maintenance of it, then feel free to consult with me, get with me with a free strategy session. Working with us will really give you a clean slate and you could take over after that. So you could have accurate financial records by the end of the year. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you next time.